Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Donegan, and today I wanted to talk about the Verage skincare set because we've been going through all of doTERRA's skincare products, and I wanted to kind of break them down so that you could see an overview of what they do and make the right choice for your skin at this moment in your life. We know that skin is the largest organ of our body, and of course your skin will change over time. So the products that you use have to be specific to the needs of your skin at this current moment in time. And that moment in time could have to do with age. It also could have to do with seasons and the temperatures and the amount of humidity and the climate with which you live in and whether or not you're traveling. All of that will affect your skin. Of course, your nutrition also affects your skin. So in future videos, we're going to talk a little bit about different types of supplementation that you can take to enrich your skin from the inside out. But again, today our focus is on the Verage skincare line. Now, it's a really nice package that it comes in. It comes in this all white box with this kind of cool gold lid, and all 4 products fit inside, which means that this is something that you can easily pack in a suitcase. Now, remember that limit with travel is you can only travel with 3 ounces on most airlines. So you do have to be careful with that. You probably have to put this in your stowed luggage. But you can see it comes like this in the box, and it has 4 parts to it. There is a moisturizer, a toner, a serum, and last but not least, we have our cleanser. So let's break this apart so that you can see first how you're going to use it, and then we're going to get into the ingredients and the who should be using our Verage skincare at this moment in time. So first thing we're going to do, of course, is to unwrap it, and we always start with cleansing. Now, I'm not going to cleanse my face because I think it's a little bit challenging on camera, but I do have a bowl of water here, and I'm going to show you how this product looks on my hands. So let's just take a look here. It does come in this nice tube, which is great. And I have a bowl of warm water. The first thing that you want to do anytime you're cleansing is actually to cover your skin with water. Some people put cleansers on dry, and they're not meant for that. They actually react with water because they're water-based. And so if you don't have moist skin to start with, you're not going to get the full effect of the cleanser. So it's really important that if you're washing your face, that you, of course, maybe with a washcloth, dampen your face to begin with. And that also gets off some of the, dust or dirt that might be on the skin. And then just to show you what this looks like, I have to get it through the pump because this is obviously brand new. There we go. There we go. So you can see that it has sort of a clear jelly feel to it. It has a nice fresh scent, so you do feel that kind of spa experience. And just to give you an idea of its lathering capability, I'm just going to kind of rub it between my hands, and you can see that it has kind of this white, shiny, silky property to it. It's not greasy. It's a little bit emollient, so you do feel like there's some kind of moisturizer in it, something that's going to treat your skin very gently. But then you can also see it really washes off clear, very clean. So I don't have any residual feeling of stickiness or tackiness on my hands, actually. So it's going to come off your face nice and cleanly. So when you want that bright, clean feel, this is a good cleanser for that. Now, I'm going to leave my hands moist because you would leave your face moist, not dripping, obviously. So if you're splashing water on your face, you're not going to leave that dripping. You may want to take a towel and kind of pat it dry, but you're not looking to dry your skin completely. Again, it's really important that moisture be part of your skincare routine. I think sometimes people make the mistake of actually thinking that in between all of the steps that they take with their skincare products, that they're drying their skin. Water, in fact, is actually a really important part And if you have a filtration system on your water that's coming into your home, that's always better because you're going to be able to get some of the impurities from the water out of there. It's always good when you can wash your face with something that's nice and clean. And then we have the toner. And I love the fact that this isn't a spray. And I'm going to spray it on my hand. You can see it has a nice spray pump. I love the spray. I actually keep this with me in the summertime especially, or even in the winter. I keep this in my purse. And sometimes when I just need a refresher on my makeup, oops, don't spray that in your mouth. You can kind of give yourself a little hydration, even over your makeup. So that's something that you need to know. You can actually spray this on already made up skin. It's just good to have a little bit of moisture on your skin. And again, you can see that it's on my hand. And one more time, I'm not fully drying my skin because I really want that hydration to start to get soaked into the skin. The skin is like a sponge, and there is going to be a transfer of liquid or of water that passes through the skin, which is why if you're soaking in a bathtub for a long period of time, you actually come out of the bathtub dehydrated because there isn't enough salt content in the water to keep the water inside your body, which is why soaking in a mineral bath is really, really good. But you'll see that I have the toner on my skin and it feels really good. It feels very light. It doesn't feel heavy or dripping in any way, shape, or form. And you can see on my face, it's soaked in right away. And then this is one of my favorite doTERRA beauty products. This is the Immortelle Serum. We know that right now, at least in the United States and in some of our other markets, with a 200 PV order, you're getting a free Immortelle oil. So this is different. So this is the oil concentrate of Immortelle, and it comes in a roll-on bottle. And again, you're going to get this for free. And this is one of our #1 spa products. This is great for touch-up points, for skin restoration, for evening out skin color and tone, for removing wrinkles, for producing collagen, filling in those fine lines and cracks, all of that, really good. But it can be a little bit drying, which is one of the reasons I recommend that if you get an Immortelle roll-on, you may actually want to divide it into 2 roll-ons and then fill it with either a jojoba oil or a fractionated coconut oil, just so that you're not using this essential oil straight on your skin. Sometimes people find it to be a little too intense, a little bit too drying. If you're not one of those people, then that's fine. You can absolutely use it straight on the skin. Sometimes the easiest way to do it is just patch test it on the inside of your wrist just to see, do I get any redness? Do I get any dryness? Is this too strong for my skin? One of the things I like to teach people is there's 5 different skin types. And when skincare companies test all of their products, they test it in the middle. They test it on #3s. So #5s are the most sensitive skins, and the #1s are the people that basically can put anything on their skin and they don't have any trouble whatsoever. So you may not know where you fall in that scale, but one of the easiest ways to try a different skincare product on your body just to see how you react is to try it on this very sensitive inner wrist area, and you'll know within 20 minutes whether or not you're going to react in a positive or negative way to that. And then you'll know how much dilution you need for certain products, especially essential oils. But when we have the serum, what I love about the serum is that, again, it is going to have that wonderful blend of the Immortelle, and it's also going to have some additional fatty oils in it. So you can see my hand is kind of glistening, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand, and then I'm actually going to rub my hands together because this is the hand that I put the toner on. I actually should have just treated myself to a little bit more. So again, when you're going to gently rub that in the skin, and when you're when you're putting things on your face, you want to use very, very light touch. Unless you're using some kind of roller, and then you can actually invigorate your skin to try to increase blood flow. I was in Japan once and I saw this great beauty demonstration, and they really, really vigorously were rubbing around the eyes and drawing a lot of blood flow into the face. So you always want to lift up away from gravity, right? So that you have no sagging, and lift the jaw lines and really treat yourself to some good spa moments. And this doesn't have to take a lot of time. You can do this probably with under 5 minutes and really rejuvenate your skin. So the serum is something I really, really love. So if you don't find that the Verage is suited for you, you may find it to be a little bit drying. We're going to talk a little bit about the proper skin type for this particular line of skincare. Even if you can't use the whole line, you may find that this Verage serum is excellent, and you can use it with the Immortelle roll-on. You can use these together. So if you need a little bit more of that Immortelle, then go ahead and use that, and then you would put this on top. All right, so if we're going to create an order, we're cleansing, then we're toning, and then if you were going to add the Immortelle, you would add this next, the straight roll-on, and then you would add the serum after that. That would be step 3. And then your final step is to put on the moisturizer. So let's talk again about the difference between creams, lotions, and serums. Now, a serum is going to have no moisture in it whatsoever. There's no water content. And that's why we're actually going to use it almost like a seal. So I've washed and I've created some moisture on my hand or my face just by having that, that pre-water. So water, wash, right? Damp skin, apply the toner. So you're going to actually create more moisture on the skin, but it's going to have some plant extracts as well. And I'll talk about what those are. Then you're going to add your serum. Your serum is going to add the fat that you need so that you can transfer the nutrients into the fat molecules, into the fat cells of the skin, and plump up the skin and feed the skin with really good nutrients. And then you can even see the back of my hands looking beautiful. I'm really excited about this. I'll have to do the other hand or else they're not going to match. And then you're going to take your lotion. Now, a lotion does have more water content. And again, these are brand new, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get that to come out of the pump. But you can see it's this very thin, this is not a heavy moisturizer. This feels so good. It has a light, gentle, refreshing scent. So it feels very spa-like. You really do feel like you've gone away and treated yourself to something special. And this is something you can do twice a day. So what a gift to be able to treat yourself twice a day to this special line of products. So again, there are 4 products. They are the cleanser, and then we do the toner, and then you're going to use the serum, and finally the moisturizer. And so this is all you need for the Verage skincare. So let's talk about what the ingredients are and who should be using the skincare line and at what time in their life they should be using it. So the cleanser, I want to draw your attention to the fact that some of the ingredients inside the cleanser are going to be wild orange, basil, and melaleuca. And this is really important, and it has a little bit of acid in it. It has citric acid in it. It has ascorbic acid in it. So what is this going to do? When you have a product that contains acids in it, the idea is to actually gently start to burn, right, or deteriorate some of the old dead skin on your face or wherever you're using the cleanser. That's what these acidic-based cleansers do. And what they do is actually get rid of the old skin in a very micro way. So we're not talking about, you know, a violent kind of burning of your skin. We're talking about at a very micro level, this sort of interaction with your old dead skin and creating kind of a rejuvenation process. So you're creating a lot of irritation on the skin, if you will, which draws in an inflammatory response, which means blood flow and nutrients are going to go into your skin, and that old skin will be fluffed away in the washing process. And that ascorbic acid, those different acids, these plant acids, are going to be there to draw in blood and nutrition and turn over the skin so that you'll have a faster turnover, which means you're going to have a much more youthful and revitalized or rejuvenated look. And that's the purpose of this cleanser. Now, you're also going to have the orange oil, and you're going to have the melaleuca and the basil. That's going to help with any kind of bacteria or fungus, or if you have too much oil production. So this is going to be really good for people who tend to have normal to oily skin. And probably I'm going to say that that might be someone in a younger category, maybe 40 or under. But again, all different skin types. You can be very young and have very dry skin. So I don't want to make a generalization. You really have to know your skin and figure out what it is that your skin type is most closely matched to. But I do wanted to let you know that there's lots of different citrus fruit extracts in that cleanser. And you can find the ingredient list of all of our products right on doTERRA.com. And I'm going to I'll curate a collection for you, a link that you'll be able to get to after this video and see some more information about Verage. So stay tuned for that. Look at that for that connected to this video. Then we have the toner, and the toner has a few more essential oils in it. It has ylang-ylang and palmarosa and cypress and coriander. So why do we need these essential oils? Well, the essential oils that I'm talking about, they're going to enrich the skin. So those stronger, more astringent essential oils in the cleanser are now going to have some of that renewing content come from these floral oils like palmarosa and ylang-ylang. And then the cypress is going to help with that circulation, because the more circulation that you can get into the skin, the more vibrant and youthful and healthy looking skin you're going to have. It also has a high content of aloe vera leaf juice in it. And there's so many restoring properties and water holding properties in the toner. So that is the ingredients, the prime ingredients for the toner. Now in the serum, again, we have all the essential oils we find in Immortelle, things like frankincense and helichrysum, myrrh, sandalwood, but we also have things like and lavender and rose. We have some other aspects. We have the jojoba base to it. So why is jojoba base important? We also have jojoba base in the Yarrow Palm Beauty body serum, because jojoba is a wax. It isn't an oil. And the reason I like it as a wax, especially for people who have oily skin, they tend not to use serums. And that's a bad thing, because a serum is a really important step in skincare. So don't think, oh, I have oily skin, I can't use a serum. That's not the case. You may not be able to use a serum that has a really heavy fatty oil in it, for example, like almond oil, but you can use a serum like Verage that has jojoba base to it, because jojoba base is a wax. And when you look at its chemical profile, it actually is good for people who have skin that is both oily and dry, because it creates homeostasis in the skin. It balances the oil production level, the serum production level in the skin. And that's why you really want to use Verage if you tend to have oily skin. But what's great for me is I can use the Verage serum even though I'm much older and I have dry skin, because jojoba is a balancer. So I can get the non-irritating effect of some of the more astringent essential oils in Immortelle, and I have it balanced by the Verage Immortelle serum. So oftentimes I don't buy the Verage collection because that's not my skin type, but I can buy this portion of it. So this is really for all skin types. I want you to really understand that. But when you look at this cleanser, this is really going to be for people who have much oilier skin, or someone who has had significant damage to their skin, and you want to sort of break down some of those skin layers and create a rejuvenating effect. All right, so then we have our toner, we've gone through that. And then lastly, we really want to talk about the moisturizer. So the moisturizer ingredients, let's take a look at those. We have things like, it's quite a list. We have things like shea butter, which is going to give it a nice thin moisture content. It's going to seal in that jojoba oil. It has barley and bran oil in it. It has juniper berry, which is going to work to help detoxify the skin, especially at night. If you're putting this on at night, you're going to get good repair. It has jasmine and geranium. So just look at all of the essential oils in this one skincare kit. I think I've literally talked about 30 or 40 essential oils between, and they're all different. So that's the one thing I want you to understand. These products are not put together like flavors, right? It's it's not as if, oh, Verage has the flavor of these 3 essential oils. No, the cleanser contains different essential oils from the toner, from the serum, and from the moisturizer. These are all different essential oils. So in terms of packing your day full with health-giving essential oils, not only are you getting the benefits of the skincare aspect of the essential oils, but you're also getting the benefit of the immune system boosting, the digestive system support, the respiratory support, your brain and nervous system support. So this isn't a one-stop thing where some skincare is really designed just to help with skin. That's not true with an essential oil-based skincare system from doTERRA, because you're going to get that broad range support, that holistic support, if you will, that's going to affect your body in many, many more ways than just using it for the skincare side of it. So last but not least, I just wanted to talk a little bit about price so that you understand what the price is. So for example, hopefully you are a wholesale member of doTERRA. Please don't pay retail. That would be silly that you would pay too much. If you don't understand, then please let me know and we'll be able to guide you into how to get the best and the smartest price that doTERRA has to offer. I'm going to talk in wholesale prices because that is the smartest way to order. And we want you to be part of our subscription box, our LRP, because you're going to get free product credits and your shipping back and points. It's all very beneficial. So our cleanser is wholesale 25 points, which is $25 US for those of you who are in the US market. And then we have the Immortelle serum, which is $65, which I have to tell you, I've purchased a lot of different serums from different companies over the years. And this is a very good price point for a serum. Most serums are over $100. So this is a really good price point for a serum, and you're only using a very little bit. Then we have our the whole collection I'm going to tell you about that at the end. And then we have the toner, which is 22 points or $22 US, and the moisturizer, which is 28 points or $28 US. So if you were to buy the entire collection, it's $84.50 or 70 points in product. And so that's a very reasonable price to pay for this very pure, all natural skincare line. And so I remember when they were developing it, they had 2 main goals. One is that it had to be extremely effective and safe for the skin, but they wanted to make it as natural as possible. So if you're looking for something that's really natural, this is going to be not only natural, but also effective and safe. Some natural products can actually deteriorate because they leave out any of the preservatives that are necessary for it to have any type of shelf life. And then the breakdown of those products can actually be extremely dangerous. They can be hosts for bacteria and viruses and fungus, and you don't want to put that on your skin. So it is really important that a skincare line be not only effective and natural, but also safe. So doTERRA has really taken into account all 3 of those very important elements in putting a skincare system together. So that wraps up our Verage skincare system. If you have questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer those questions. And I will be doing more videos on the other skincare lines in the coming days so that you can decide which line is best for you. Take care. Thanks so much for joining me.